All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to launch week wrap up, grand finale, Hackathon Awards Ceremony. How's everyone doing? Post in the comments, let us know that you can hear us okay, and let's uh, let's get some excitement going in the comments. How are you doing, Andre?
I'm doing very well. I am very excited to be here. It's been a pretty crazy week. I feel like we've gotten tons of amazing feedback, and I think it's gonna be fun to see what everyone's been building with the hackathon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been the most intense feature launch week we've ever done. We've done a few before for Encore. This was the first one for Leap, and I feel like we got more stuff out there than ever. And let's kick things off by recapping all the stuff we've launched this week. So our first ever launch week started on day one, way back in on Monday, so long ago, with image uploads. And I was hoping we could take a look at what that looks like in action for everyone who hasn't tried it out yet. So I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
fiddle around with this. Here we go.
Yeah, in true Leap fashion, we're gonna be doing live demos for all of these things, and it will be as with AI, we'll see what we get in the end. It will be exciting. Um, let's
And
jump into it.
let's go.
So for the first launch, we have image uploads, and we there are a couple of use cases where I think this can be really valuable, and so we're going to be looking at different things for uh, for image uploads, uh, and this is a bit of a sneak peek because we just launched this community section. But for the first example where we'll be doing image uploads, I've actually started from this remixed application down here. So spoiler alert. Uh, but so what this application is it's an interactive real-time chat application, and as you can see, it looks pretty good already. But what you can notice here is that this alignment is totally out of whack. And this is a use case where image uploads can be really useful because what you can do is you can take a screenshot of this and upload that to the LLM to be able to make use of in order to better understand, like, oh, what is it the thing that I should change? And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to say the padding on this text is wrong, and I'm going to scope it. And uh, scoping is really useful because it allows the LLM to use less context and so on.
Less tokens.
Exactly. Smaller context window, it's going to be faster, it's going to use fewer tokens. And in this case, I know that this is in this component, so that I could just use that component. But you can also use and say just like, oh, just send the whole front end, for example. Um, so to demonstrate this, let me just send the whole front end so that it can understand from that where to make the change.
We have a question around scoping while it's building. Will there be auto scoping in the future?
Yes, this is something that we're looking at to be able to both like automatically scope, but also to handle even larger projects. So now we can see that it's made a change here. Now it's building and it's fixed the padding. So, and we can see here that it identified like, oh, actually, this should be more of like a uh, P6 padding instead of a P2, um, and adjust this a bit further to get the alignment as you want. Of course, I was pretty vague how I wanted this to change.
It's
You could
wrong.
always adjust it further, or if you want to, you could say like, no, actually, if I remove this, I can say like, no, actually, I want this to be margin 2. So of course, this is also part of the power of Leap is you can manually make changes very easily. So that's launch 1. Another thing you can always do is you can take a picture and you can get it to describe what this image represents, uh, and the LLM will interpret it for you. So there's plenty of ways to use this. Another is if you have a designer who has produced something for you, you can use that to guide the AI to implement that design. So in this case, I could have screenshotted this and used that as the starting point for uh, iterating on a design really quickly. So yeah, that's launch 1, image uploads.
Awesome. That's really good. Let's see, and we're getting a few questions on YouTube around why some people haven't seen their project featured. We haven't reposted all projects, but we have seen everything that has been posted. So everyone who's tagged us either on X or on LinkedIn, they are in the hackathon. So no worries there. We haven't missed anything. We've kept track of those channels. But back to day 2, way back on Tuesday, we launched AutoFix. Maybe you can demo this for us as well.
Absolutely. And to do that, one thing we can do. So what AutoFix is let's start here. So we have here this new toggle, and if you press this, you get a tooltip where you can select your preferred behavior. And there are essentially 2 modes here: on, which is the default, and off. What AutoFix does is anytime the AI generates code, Encore and Leap will then run a bunch of checks on this to make sure that all of the syntax is correct, all of the infrastructure resources are set up correctly. That's what Encore TS brings to the table. It will it will check for syntax errors, compilation errors, etc. And when it detects that something is wrong, it will then immediately try to fix that issue. And this can be really useful because it means that you don't have to have as many like, oh, please fix this issue for me, back and forths with AI. And this means that the experience is better, but it also means that because you have less control over the experience, it can use more tokens because, well, it's just going off on its own and trying to fix the issue. So sometimes, especially for larger projects, you might want to turn this off, especially if you think that Leap is not able to understand how to correctly fix something. So the off mode is sometimes more useful for technical people who can understand like, oh no, you should fix this bug in a particular way, rather than just trying to fix it by itself. And like a common a common way to sort of see this happen is like if you introduce like a syntax bug, it's quite difficult to get the AI to generate bugs. But now I have AutoFix turned off. Now, as you can see, it fails to compile. But now if I turn this on and I say, you know, add a README file, what it will do is it will first generate a README file, and then when it then tries to build, it will see this error, and then it will fix that.
We're getting a question from the audience that asking if this is only for build errors and not for console errors and stuff like that.
Yeah, so this is currently it's only for build errors, things that are happening at runtime. That's where here you can see the refining step. So this is where Leap notices that, oh, actually something else is wrong about this, and it will fix that file for us and remove the issue here. So this is the auto fix in action. So now it works. Obviously, this also works for more sophisticated bugs than this. Yeah, so it's only for those sorts of errors at the moment. When something happens at runtime, there is a fix with Leap button here where you can manually trigger the like auto fix mode where it will try to fix the issue.
Awesome. And do you have any tips around using the fix with Leap button? In my own experience, like you could get stuck in a loop if it doesn't know how to fix it. So what should you do if you end up there?
I mean, I think we try to make sure that like Leap is both good at understanding and how to like understand how Encore works, understands how React works, and all these things. We have like built in anytime there's like a build error, we get like we look at what those are and we try to improve the experience, right? So we are constantly trying to make Leap better so that it produces fewer bugs. But in the meantime, um, what you can do is first try to use Fix with Leap. If that doesn't work, it can be better to get help from like uh, often you in those situations where it gets stuck, you might need to give it more guidance on like how to fix the problem. And so that could be saying like uh, fix this issue uh, by changing this, or like here's what you need to know, or something like that. So it's providing more guidance on how to fix the issue. If you are a developer, often you can understand that yourself either by reading the source code or reading the Encore documentation or whatever it might be. Other times, if you're not very technical, you can always ask in the Leap Discord, and we're happy to help. And there's a whole community who is trying to just build awesome things. And so it's been very good to see that people are helping each other out on like how to get unstuck and be able to move forward. So that's always a great way to do that.
Nice. All right, let's jump to day 3. Database
Absolutely.
imports. Yeah, that was a big one. It's actually something that in the Encore world has been requested for a long time, and this is now actually available even there. We haven't really had time to talk about that, but more on that soon. Let's walk it through in the Leap side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so as you pointed out, everything I'm showing now is we're starting from Leap, but this functionality also works directly in Encore. So it's a launch for both products. Um, but yeah, so the use case here is if you have a database of some kind, um, it's super convenient to be able to build uh, uh, like internal tools that work with that data. Uh, and so on the homepage, you can click connect to your database. You can specify a connection string. Uh, it's worth keep in mind that preview environments are public. There's so if you are hosting very sensitive data, then you want to implement authentication to make sure that not just anyone can do that. So keep that in mind. But this is, I'm not going to do this since this is just a demo. So here I'm going to paste in a connection string, and I'm going to click Save Connection. And this is a database that's being hosted by Prisma, and it's built with Prisma ORM, and it's using Prisma's database hosted Postgres offering. So this works great with that. It also works with other database providers, of course. So now that we have a database connected, I can just say build a dashboard for showing the data in my database. And what will happen now is Leap will connect to the database, and it will figure out, okay, what's the structure of the database, what tables exist, what are we looking at here. So the first thing it does is it imports the database, it captures all of the tables, and it does a database import, and then it will produce a Leap application that has all of this built in. While it's generating, we can take a look at the imported schema. So here you can see that this is like a Postgres import of all of the database tables. And then here is like the database that's been imported. And finally, on the infrastructure page, we can see that there's now a external databases section where you have the connection string stored for this database, and you can of course modify that. And if you make changes on the database side, you can click here to refresh the database schema and update Leap on the new schema. So here we can see it's generating everything, and then it's going through the autofix loop. Nothing to fix. Everything was good from the start. And now you have a dashboard for this database, and we can see here that we have users, and we have posts. We have some stats on the number of published and drafts. We can go into the users and we can see what's existing there. We can go into the post section and see what's happening there. And yeah, so that's the core of the database import.
Yeah,
You can of
really
course
cool.
build much more sophisticated things here. You can build graphs, and you can build charts, and you can build internal tools, support workflows, user management, etc., etc. It all depends on what you need.
That's awesome. And we have some comments in the chat. Some people asking around Superbase and mentioning that they have secrets capabilities. Maybe we should recap, like, what are the infra capabilities of Leap?
Yeah, so Leap has tons and tons of infrastructure and backend capabilities in general. So we have secrets management, we have external databases, we have compute in the form of you can build distributed systems, multiple services that talk with each other with multiple API points. You have PubSub, which is for doing message passing and event-driven systems. There's cron jobs for periodically running recurring and scheduled tasks. And there's object storage, which is for storing uploaded files and things like that. And all of these are powered by Encore TS. So all of these you can click to read the docs. Um, and if the sharing follow through. So you can read up on how all of that works over on the Encore TS documentation. And the power of all of this is that what you can then do is you can deploy this to your own cloud using Leap's deploy functionality. So you can connect this to AWS or Google Cloud and set this up directly into your own cloud. When you're using an external database, this connection will actually follow through so that these environments that are deployed to your own cloud will keep working with that external database. Um, so the difference is that this is very much production ready. You can use this to build real world applications that deploy to your own cloud in a way that's extremely uh, both secure but also production ready and can scale to quite large user bases and lots of traffic. That's really the promise of Encore and Encore Cloud.
So we have some follow-up questions. One around PubSub, or a question around Firebase Message Cloud. Is it possible to use PubSub to achieve the same feature? Are you familiar with Firebase Message Cloud?
Um, so this is, as far as I know, this is more like messaging, as in like push notifications to mobile devices and things like that. You can also get like browser notifications. Uh, this is a very different thing. Like PubSub means a lot of different things. Um, you can of course use like with Encore, there's nothing stopping you from integrating with Firebase messaging and sending push notifications. Uh, what PubSub is, it's more of like a back-end cloud infrastructure resource for building reliable systems that can process events being sent from like one service to another. So it's very great when you want to do things in the background. Uh, and when you have something, for example, like an external system, like actually uh, your example of Firebase messaging is a good one, where if something happens in your API and you want to send a notification to the user, um, it might be the case that the Firebase is down, right? Or something isn't working between you and Firebase. And so if you want to reliably send a push notification, what you should do is instead of calling Firebase immediately, you can use PubSub to create a message, uh, which uh, which you can then process in a subscription, and that subscription can then send a notification to the user. Because if Firebase is down, then will automatically retry over time until it succeeds. Um, and so that's really where PubSub comes in. Uh, it allows you to decouple, like, okay, what is the event that happened from what do you want to do with it? So like uh, if you're building a large system and you might have like a pub subtopic for every new user that signs up, and the user management system can publish an event whenever a new person signs up, and then any other system that is interested in doing something when a user signs up can listen to those messages. And so it allows you to decouple systems from another when you're building something large.
Nice. I feel like we need to keep going, but we have another question around this, or around deployment. So if you make a change to your project and redeploy, will it change the public URL?
No.
It will keep using the same URL, and if you click the deploy model, you can see your environment, and the environments are robust and they stay the same. And then once I guess this app isn't deployed, but once it is deployed, you will have a link to manage your environment, which takes you over to Encore Cloud, which handles the deployment part for Leap. Yeah, so here you can see. And over there, you can both configure a bunch of things, but you can also create new environments and sort of add a test environment if you would like that. And you can roll out new changes only to a test environment to make sure they work before you actually roll them out to your production application. So there's a lot of control built into Leap here. Cool. But let's press on. 2 more days to cover, and then the award ceremony. So yesterday we launched Leap for Teams, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's designed to let you work on Leap applications and use Leap as a tool if you're in a team setting in a company or something like that. Or do we have a small demo maybe of the real-time collaboration features?
Yeah, maybe we can create a demo live here with
Let's
you
see.
joining me.
Oh wow. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna create an organization. This is not planned, by the way. This is us doing it on the fly.
Let's see if it works.
Collaboration demo. I will create an organization, and then I will invite Marcus here. He's my friend, so I'll make him an admin.
Oh, thank you.
Once I create an organization, ooh, that's not intended. Let's go back. Now you can see here, if I open this side, that I'm now logged into the collaboration demo section. And for organizations, note that you'll need to upgrade to actually use them. There's no free tier for organizations. So in order for us to actually be able to build something, I will need to actually make some tweaks to this organization.
Unplanned things. That's great. And so while you were doing that, as you were saying, like there's no free tier for organizations. Like what we have heard from everyone using Leap is like normally they start on their own, and then at some point they're like, oh, now I have a project, I want to like add my coworker to it. So they've already used Leap for a while, so we think it makes more sense just to have it as like an upgrade where you get access to a few more features, you get some access controls, and you also get one sort of token subscription for your entire team or your company. So you don't need to have multiple subscriptions. You can just have one and share it to make things a lot easier to manage. All right, how are you doing?
I think we're ready. So if I now refresh this page, we will have something to collaborate on. So I'm going to create a new
Cool.
app, and I'm going to say,
Maybe you can
make
just
me a,
remix an app.
oh, true.
So now we're
So,
demoing today's launch 2 in 1.
yeah. So I'm gonna say, no, actually, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna say, make me a launch week planner
Ooh,
app.
oh, we'll need this for next time.
Exactly. So since I'm in an organization where Marcus has joined me, he can immediately connect. And you can see here that Marcus is now connected to this application, and he is typing, and you can see live what he is typing so that you can decide like, okay, let's see if his idea is any good. And then as soon as this is done, um, you can see here that I'm the one who submitted this prompt, and then as Marcus is working on some prompt, he can submit that, and we can sort of collaborate and go back and forth. And of course, everyone has full access to all of the other resources like architecture and service catalogs and so on. So that's the real-time collaboration. What's worth knowing is when you're working in an organization you get a pool of tokens that everyone can use to build from. So that's super powerful when you are um, a team working on something together.
And that's great. And while that's finishing up, maybe we should talk about today's launch a bit more, the community showcase.
Yeah. So we can let this keep going in the background, and we can jump over here. Or do you want to go back to the slides briefly? And
Now let's just show the feature.
yeah. So for day 5, which is today, what we're launching is the community section and community collaboration in terms of uh, uh, allowing you to showcase what you've been building with Leap. And and so if you go to leap.new, there's now a uh, new section here, which is the community section. And here you can see and get inspiration from other things that other people have built, um, including some of these are actually built by the people participating in the hackathon. Uh, and and so you get inspiration. You can see like what sort of features are used, integrations, um, cloud infrastructure, etc., etc. And so if you're like, oh, this looks really cool, um, I wanna play around with this, I wanna build something similar, uh, you can click on it, and this actually opens an interactive version of this. This is like a live version of the application, so you can actually interact with it and actually like and post things uh, and so on. This is built with Prisma. So if I'm like, oh, this looks really good, I want to remix this. Uh, when I press remix, then what I get is it will import all of the code from this thing that I just built, or from the community project, and give me a fresh project or fresh application that has all of the same code, but it's like a new application. So the secrets are not copied over uh, or anything like that. The database is empty, etc. And this is for privacy and security reasons. But everything else in terms of the code is brought along, and so then you can just keep building from there. If you want to say I want to add pagination, then you can just keep going. And so this is a very powerful way to, if you see something that you think is inspiring, you want to sort of take a look at how that was built, you can remix it and sort of take a look under the covers, see how it was built, and then keep building and keep extending. And this is a very useful way to both learn how other people are doing things and share back with the community. So if you've been building something that you think like, oh, actually, I'm very happy with this, you can click this uh, button up here, and that will take you here. And by default, projects are private. So in order to actually share this, you need to make it a public project. And this makes it available for remixing, which means that if you don't want that, you should keep keep the project private. But yeah, if you then want to do this, you can take this and you can go and share this with other people. And um, no, well, I'm mistaken.
In
It
theory, you
looks
can do
like
it.
we have a bug there, because what actually needs to happen is you first need to deploy this in order to be able to share it. So that's my mistake.
That's what we get for launching 5 features in 5 days. So how, if you want to get your app on the showcase page, if you go to back to that one, how do you actually do that? Well, first you need to click make it public, but then there's so many people building with Leap now, and if we just aggregated every public app, then uh, we would have a really noisy space, and I think that would make it hard for people to find the best stuff. So at least in the beginning, we're going to curate that section. So if you build something that you want to have included and get showcased and get awareness for, you can just email us or ping us on Discord. So that's hello@leap.new. And we'll take a look, and if we think it will sort of add value to that section, we're happy to include it, and that way, like the most valuable and useful and sort of ambitious projects get seen, and we don't have a lot of noise. So that's how we're going to run it for now. And then there was a comment around it would be nice to be able to sell your web app in the showcase. I mean, that's a super cool idea. Like we'll see how it goes. Like if we get a lot of interest in the showcase and other people request things like this, we can always evolve it into a sort of marketplace where you can buy and sell and trade ideas. But I think we really believe in open source and just helping each other out as developers. So that's where we're going to start. Let's move on to the award ceremony. That's why everyone's here. So we've run a hackathon now for 2 weeks or something like that, where we asked you to build apps that were either very useful, very creative, and those are our two like hero awards categories, where we'll in each category pick a grand prize winner. So the most useful app will get a grand prize, the most creative app will get a grand prize. Then there were so many good submissions, so we'll do a few runner-ups to get sort of a runner-up smaller prize as well. And a lot of people have been asking, what is the grand prize? Well, this is the grand prize. So you can, if you become a category winner, you get to pick between a really fancy, awesome espresso machine, or if you don't like coffee, you can pick a really cool engineered speaker, and you also get some credits in our swag store, and you get a bunch of Leap tokens as well. So you get to pick one of the hero prizes, and then you get also the swag and tokens. And depending on where you are, we may not be able to deliver some of this stuff, so we'll figure it out with you if that's the case. And then the runner-ups will get some swag credits each and some tokens each as well. So let's look at some of the submissions we had first. There were a few too many to include here, but we're going to walk through some. So here's a feature roadmaps product. So basically what this does, let's see if I can make it bigger. So what this does is it lets you create a sort of public roadmap for your project where your users can sort of vote on things and comment on things and get notifications once things are completed. And we really like this because as sort of open source maintainers ourselves, like we have a lot of people ask about our roadmap. So this would be super useful to us, and we haven't seen that many tools like this before. So that was super interesting. And then another person submitted this, an app called Mindful, which is sort of all of your tasks and finances and to-dos all in one place. So it's like Splitwise meets Evernote meets something else. A cool idea. And then this is Speak Legal, so an AI-powered, I guess, legal aid or like lawyer aid to let you analyze documents and ask questions. So an AI trained on legal text, really cool. Then someone submitted this, so AI-powered products for finding jobs. So I think this is really part of the times right now. AI, people are scared of AI taking your jobs. Why not use AI to find a new job? That's a cool idea. And then this one was a massive one. So Edit Forge, which is a video editor and also like image editor and audio editor all in one. And it actually works. And you can you can upload videos, you can cut them, edit them, and then download your edits. And this is open source, and this is part of the remix. So if you like this, you can go there and grab it already. And then here's Sales Bolt, which is a sort of AI agent integrated with your HubSpot. So you can, as a sales team, have chats and then ask the AI Copilot for fetching information from your HubSpot, which is basically a customer management system. So you can ask like, who are our deals coming up, or what's the latest on this customer. So that's a really cool idea to sort of help teams collaborate. And then we had Audio Lounge, which is like IMDb, but for music, which I'm surprised if this doesn't exist. It should exist. I mean, it feels like an obvious thing. Maybe music is too divisive. I don't know, but it's a cool idea. Then Classify, which someone built for their wife who is a tutor, and this is basically a business platform for anyone who's a tutor. So you can have your clients in here and manage schedules and things like that, and payments. Really cool. And someone's asking, why didn't I see all these other submissions on X? That's because you could also submit on LinkedIn. So some of these were on LinkedIn. And now we're down to it. One of the grand prize winners. So remember, this person will get to pick either a fancy coffee machine or a fancy speaker. Who won the most useful app? It was Marcus with feature roadmaps. We really like this. Like, it speaks to like everyone who's building in the open source space, or anyone who's like building a product and they have customers with feature requests. Like, this seems super useful, and already I can see this being something that the people will want to use. So Marcus is our first grand prize winner, and we'll reach out to you with more details on how you claim your prize. But big applause for winning the most useful app. And then the most creative award. So this is the second grand prize winner, who also gets to pick between a fancy coffee machine or something else. This goes to, drumroll, to Flexon for building Edit Forge, and we were so blown away by the scale of this and how quickly you were able to put this together. And it's like goes quite far and away beyond what many of the other submissions did in terms of functionality and making use of what you can do with Leap, uploading video files and images, etc. So this was really cool, and we do a lot of video editing ourselves, like for launch videos and stuff like that. And we know that, like, good tools in this space are really hard to come by, and I was so impressed that you built this in such a short amount of time, and so impressed that you've decided to add it to the community showcase and let everyone just fork it and keep building. That's what we like to see, like helping other people out. So check this one out, and big applause for a second grand prize winner.
I think it's in my eyes extremely well deserved, but both of these winners, but it was very difficult. There were so many really excellent projects across the board. So yeah, just blown away by what people are able to create in just a handful of days, essentially.
Yeah, it's really cool, and that's why we also have some runner-ups. So not everyone can win the grand prize, but we felt there were some projects we really wanted to give something to. So remember, these are the ones who get some swag credits and some token credits as well. And we picked these 3 projects. So we have Sales Bolt, the AI-powered sales team collaborator. We have Audio Lounge, IMDb for music, and we have Speak Legal, the AI-powered legal assistant. We felt like these were all like really baked products. You could pick them up and use them. Really impressed. So yeah, congrats everyone. You'll all get some swag and you'll all get some tokens. Hopefully you're happy with that. We were really happy to see so many awesome competitors, and we'll definitely do this again. We've learned a lot from doing it this time. We're going to make it bigger and better next time, and hopefully you want to compete again. And I think that's all we have for this live stream and for this launch week. But launch week will return, so we'll be back in a few months with more features and more hackathons and celebration like that. But in the meantime, like, do play around with all the new stuff we've already launched, and we really want to see you try it out, and we want to hear your feedback and bug reports. We found one bug already during the demo, which is good. But yeah, please let us know if you run into anything. And Discord is where it's at. So join there. You can find the link on Leap.new. And yeah, let's go. Oh, and we have Leap Swag, which we have some winners who can get, but anyone who wants it can grab it at shop.encore.dev. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a lovely weekend soon, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you so much, everybody. Bye.